From the Hindustan Times. For the External Affairs Minister, I was just wondering the geopolitical changes that we are witnessing, does that spur the case for a closer strategic and economic partnership with Europe and its constituents such as Germany? And there are plans for India to work with Germany to bolster its submarine fleet. Did that come up in your conversation? If I may, to the German foreign minister, you are here at a time when India and China are rebuilding their relations. And what does Germany think of that process? And given Germany's interest in the Indo-Pacific, do you view China more as a competitor or a rival?
I think definitely there's no question that the changes we see in the world today do influence our policies and do influence the manner in which we approach other countries. So we are seeing, very sweeping changes on the global strategic landscape. We're also seeing a lot of volatility on the global economic landscape. And I think together they make a very powerful case for India and the European Union and India and Germany to work much more closely with each other. Because we do believe that, there's plenty of space there, economic space, technology space, I would even say political, strategic defense space there to be explored. So this is a relationship where there are, considerable possibilities for fairly rapid growth. Obviously, it won't happen by itself. Today, our conversation was mostly devoted to the bilateral part. You mentioned you referred to the submarines. Obviously, that was not something we would discuss in detail. We are the foreign ministers. That's something which is between the defense ministries. But we, for example, discussed, the faster clearances and growing defense trade between India and Germany, which has really gone up quite significantly. We discussed how to increase business, and there it's not just between India and Germany. The minister was good enough to assure me that Germany would put its full weight behind the FTA negotiations with the European Union as well. So bottom line answer is yes. There are big changes underway in the world. Those changes make a very compelling case for a deeper, stronger, wider India-Germany relationship.
Ich habe ja schon heute gesagt, dass ich
earlier today that I have a positive view of the development of Indo-Chinese relations, nor was it up to me, nor were I considering myself the person to pass judgment on this. This is a matter that pertains to the respective countries, and they are, of course, free to shape their relations as they desire. But we always welcome when two countries try to improve the understanding between themselves. We agree with India and many other countries that we need to defend the international rules-based order, and that we also have to defend it against China. At least that is our clear analysis. And because you used those words, and you did so correctly, Germany, like the European Union, has a clear position regarding China. For us, China is a partner in some areas. Think of climate protection. It is clear and obvious that we won't be able to address these issues and problems without China. We also view China as a competitor. We compete against China in a number of areas. sectors, our business does, our economy does. It's generally speaking not a problem, but we place value on having a fair competition and equal rules. But we also see China as a systemic rival. We don't want that rivalry. We increasingly note that the number of areas is increasing where China has chosen this approach, though, and we are sad about that. Therefore, we have to respond in some of these areas, amongst them our areas where we have to defend our markets against China. We're determined to continue to do so. At the same time, we always express our readiness to return to the partnership spirit.
You have a question there, Sandra?
Thank you. Question to Mr. Jaishankar, please. India is balancing multiple relations, China, Russia, the United States of America. So how exactly does Germany fit into this balancing of strategic partnerships? Und eine Frage an Herrn Minister Wadefuhl. Sie haben auf der Anreise nach Indien gesagt, dass Indien ein sehr wichtiger Partner ist für Deutschland, aber auch ein nicht immer einfacher Partner. Was genau würden Sie sich denn anders wünschen oder vielleicht besser wünschen? Danke.
I thought we were quite easy, but he agreed. Look, the fact is today, we have. I'm now speaking from an Indian perspective. We have important strategic relationships with a number of countries, and it's in the nature of global politics or global strategy today that each one of these relationships would be maintained and you would optimize them. So to me, both Germany in itself and Germany as the biggest country of the European Union are obviously central to the calculations and to the relationships that we have in the world. So, I mean, if you look at it by virtually any metric, I mean, whether it is economic, whether it is political, we were, among the other things we didn't get to mention here, except Johan did at the end of his remarks, we are two countries who are also, as part of the G4, trying to change trying to bring about a reform of the Security Council and of the UN itself. So, for us, this is an enormously important relationship. This relationship is growing in substance. And I can see at this time of uncertainties that actually it has a greater value. It's a very steady relationship. It is a relationship where largely what we promise to each other and policies that we have remain constant and remain predictable. So, predictability today has a huge premium in global politics. So I do think that this relationship is actually only growing in its weight and its value, and part of the reason why we have met so regularly, even in the last few months, and spoken to each other is because of that.